Hi everyone, welcome to this exciting first podcast for the third year's Section B1. I'll tell you a little bit about what Section B1 means a little bit later in the podcast, but first let me tell you about the podcast project in general. The goal of it really is to help you survive. You've survived the first 2 years in ECE and now we want to help you survive and thrive in the third year. And so in order to do that, I'm going to be producing a new podcast approximately every 2 weeks. They'll only be 4 to 5 minutes long, so it won't take up too much of your time. And I'm going to load them up onto YouTube, which I believe most of you are familiar with. One of the great things about YouTube is that you can get closed captions, kind of like subtitles for any video. And so if you think that might be helpful, just click on the CC underneath the video and the subtitles will appear. As I explained to you in my video message, I have registered you all, or fake registered you anyways, in a virtual class, not a real class, no assignments, no work to do, but it lets me publish announcements. And so that's my way of communicating with you whenever there's a new podcast. And every one of these podcasts is going to be tailored especially to your schedule, all the courses that you have in common in ECE. And so hopefully that will be helpful to you. As you've already realized, after having been in CEGEP for a while, there are some keys to success, and being organized is certainly one of those keys, and so is managing your time. Many of you are juggling lots of balls. You've got school, but you also have work and home life and trying to have a little bit of fun too and get some sleep. And so staying on track with everything, keeping up, is really important, and that's where these podcasts come in. So what are your options for helping yourself stay on track? Well, you could ask your mom, but we won't do that. You're in third year now, and so I'd like you to take responsibility for your own time management and organization. So here are some other options. You've got your Vanier agenda. It's very colorful, but once you open it, there's actually space to record all kinds of information about assignments and readings, homework, tests, all that kind of stuff. Maybe another kind of calendar would be more motivating for you, something like this with cute kitty cats, or something along these lines. In this office, we like this calendar the best. You've got online options, you've got iCalendar, Google Calendar, and of course a lot of these things you can use on your beloved phone. Also, you can be a resource for your fellow B1 ECE students. If you have any great tips that you'd like to share with everyone, let me know, and I might interview you for a future podcast, and you could become a podcast star. So what am I going to do to help you stay organized? Well, I'm going to work from a calendar like this, and onto the calendar I'm going to plug all of your courses. So you see I've put in there your social studies, science, and math. And then I'll plug in curriculum design. You've got diverse populations, and then art on Thursday. And that's a typical week in ECE for Section B1. You can also see I've done a color coding thing there, put each course in a different color. I find that very helpful, and that's a strategy that you might want to use too. I'll usually be working about 2 weeks in advance just to really help you get out ahead of all your schoolwork and stay organized. Sometimes I'll even put up 3 weeks there if there's stuff coming up in the future. And then I'm going to highlight some different assignments. You can see those zooming out at you from the screen there. Those are not real ones. Remain calm. I made those up. But that's the kind of thing that I'm going to do with the podcasts every time a new one will come out. Going forward, I'd like you guys in Section B1 to find ways to personalize the podcasts. So for example, how it looks. I've got the green theme going on, but maybe you guys would like something more like that. Something streamlined along those lines, maybe something colorful, or something calm and soothing with feathers. And as I said at the beginning, I've called you Section B1, but that's not a very interesting or exciting name. So if you'd like to come up with a better name for your section, you can just let me know. You can always post your comments on the in the comments section on YouTube. Also, if you are distracted by my face, you don't have to watch the videos. You can just read the transcripts. To get a transcript of everything that I have said, you click on the More button underneath the video. That's next to the Share button. Once you click on More, Transcript will pop up as an option, and if you click on that, you'll get a full transcript of everything that I have said. And of course, stay tuned to a new announcement from that virtual class, because that will let you know that a new podcast is available for you. That's it. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks. Bye.